Next team up is Primal Shield.
Yeah, so Primal Shield. It's the most international team, I guess. It's Marcus, we call him the Sweet, and Elad from Tel Aviv. We love him for his southern spirit. You can see it from the way he wears his hair today. So, Elad made his name for doing fence jumps and being, I think, a very great entertainer also for the team. And Marcus is actually well known for the fact that I think he attended every single mentor session, unless it was cancelled. So we're very excited to have you here. Please give a warm applause to Marcus and Elad.
So hi, my name is Marcus, and this is my co-founder Elad, and we are Primal Shield. So in your pocket you have a mobile phone, and it knows actually quite a lot about you. Maybe it even knows how you feel. Actually, an amazing 80% of all the decisions that you are making are actually based on emotions, which also are feelings. And when we looked at the mobile space, we saw that a lot of companies, they have a really hard time knowing when to contact a mobile user. What should they also offer this user? What kind of product and what kind of service? And their whole aim is, of course, to get to that conversion rate, that perfect match. So we thought, what if it was possible to predict mood, which would let you know when to contact that user, and personality, which would tell you what to offer that user? And we found out that MIT and Harvard actually did research on this. So we looked at this research and we actually decided to do it better. So with our tests, we're actually able to predict mood and personality. Mood in a scale from depressed to happy, and personality from neurotic all the way to extrovert. So how does it actually work? Well, a company who's producing apps, for example, who wants to know the mood and the personality of a mobile user, installs our SDK in their app. The app then sends the data, the behavioral data of the user that they are already tracking to our servers. We then take the data, we translate it, and we run our algorithms on it. And what comes out of it is a mood and personality profile. It's that simple. So the use cases of this is, of course, enormous, no? Games, for example, you could have levels which are adapting according to your mood. Think about advertising, where all ads and so on could be personalized. Think about navigation, where you could have a route is shown based on your mood. To go shopping, for example, I mean, the possibilities are endless. Think about e-commerce and normal recommendations. We already have 2 letters of intent, and these are some of the companies that we are talking to. Now Elad will give you a more detailed example.
Thank you, Marcus. Dating is a huge market. In this market, men are quite used to paying a lot of money to be discovered by women. This is Andre. Andre uses Badoo, which is a dating app, and pays a lot of money for Badoo for extra features. These features are used to make Andre more visible to women on the platform, like Samantha here. Now, if Andre could, for example, purchase our mood feature and see Samantha's mood, he would know when and what to send Samantha to get her attention. And for Badoo, it's super easy. All they need to do is use our software. So most of you are probably asking yourselves, privacy, right? Well, we think privacy is extremely important, to the extent that we are developing our technology to follow up on EU regulations. In the market is large. We're talking about thousands of app developers only for Android. We're talking about nearly 50 billion app installs. 1 billion Android devices sold worldwide. So how do we take this product to market? Well, we have an open API for developers to play with mood and personality prediction for free. And if they want to use it for commercial reasons, well, then initially we use a revenue share model. So how does this all roll out? Well, we got our initial funding in April from an EU program. We got into the Hubraum Acceleration program in October, and our team is complete. We are currently launching our alpha, and we'll be done with the development of the SDK in the first quarter of 2014. During that time, we'll sign up our initial 3 to 5 clients. But most importantly, we have the best team to make this possible. Our CEO, Marcus, is a serial entrepreneur. Myself, a senior consultant and researcher. Romans, our data scientist. And we are welcoming Johannes, our new CTO. Plus, we are still in touch with researchers from MIT and Harvard. So what are we looking for? We want to get to the next step. To get to the next step, we want to start to talk to companies which are developing apps, who want to tap into mood and personality prediction to enhance their services. And we're interested to talk to investors towards an initial seed round, early 2014. So if you find yourself in one of these 2 groups, we'd love to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. So, who else has a question to Primal Shield? There's one. Caroline.
So I have 2 questions. The first is, why is your research better than MIT and Harvard's?
Do you want to? Okay.
First, no, just because you didn't show anyone in your team who's actually a researcher. So I'm just curious, like, what is it that? Okay.
Basically, we got a hold of the research from both MIT, Harvard, and also from Rice and from Cambridge. Mm-hmm. And we looked at the research, we talked to the researchers, we know how they did the tests, we know how large the test groups was, and basically our test group is very different, it's much, much larger, and we are doing the algorithms in a different way, so to say. So basically they confirmed that the way we do it would actually be better because we are actually interested in launching it commercially, and they tested it for academia.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, that clarified. And then my second question is, everyone loves data, big data is the new oil, etc. So it sounds like you can give interesting data about the actual users, but how do those companies actually implement the data so that they can get value out of it? Because all the different use cases you showed were very, very different. So it feels like, a company uses your SDK, but then they get that data. How do they actually drive more revenue out of it?
Yeah, it's a perfect question. For games, it's a clear thing, because a game which is actually using, for example, in-app purchases, what we've done is we talked to them and we came up with that we can change the level based on mood. So we know if the user is in a bad mood, for example, we give them a reward. And if they're in a good mood, we offer them an in-app purchase, for example. When it comes to navigation, it's also pretty clear. But when it comes to, for example, to recommendation, it is not that easy. So we also need to test to see exactly what kind of product is actually matching, if that's what your question was.
So you're actually consulting the companies, helping them understand how to use that data. So it's not
exactly.
just
Yeah.
SDK, it's also the knowledge that you as a company have.
Yes.
Any more questions? Liam.
Thanks. Will each app always only have its own data from your SDK, or is there a possibility to aggregate data from different users?
The whole idea is to aggregate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't clear then.
I mean, the thing is that every app is looking at different things, it's tracking different things, and our idea is also as a kind of a lock-in effect for new customers is also to say basically, we know the history even of that particular user.
Any other questions? Not for the time being. Okay, there's one more, sorry. There's one more in the back.
Why would I install as a user this program? I was just wondering, did I get this right? I'm like a normal user. I would have to install the program so you can detect what mood I'm in?
Actually, our software is included in an app that you would normally use. Let's take a navigation or a game and so on. So actually it's being installed, so to say, in the background, and it is then providing the app itself with mood and personality. Okay. You actually just have to agree that the app is looking at the normal tracking behavior as it is doing, so to say.
That totally
We
makes
are
sense.
actually looking at, in the future, to come up with an app which is actually also giving feedback to the user on how to improve their mood and so on, but this is in the future.
Okay, so I don't need an extra mood app that I have to like install.
No.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much, Marcus and Elad.